Hi there. Let's take a quick look at a concept that is a really useful way of helping to determine how a business or a brand positions itself in the market. It's called the positioning or market map. Now, a market or positioning map, as it's often called, is really all about using some judgment, perhaps based on market research, to help place a variety of different brands or businesses in terms of how they try to compete. And the way the map works is that it takes two dimensions and then tries to judge where each of those brands fit in terms of the choices made for those dimensions. Now, those could be a variety of things. Perhaps the most popular choice of dimension is the difference between low price all the way up to the highest prices in the market. And often, of course, we might judge the positioning or the perceived positioning of a product in terms of its quality, from the most basic quality all the way up to the highest quality. But of course, it could be a variety of other dimensions. It could be whether it's a high volume or low volume market, whether the product is perceived as a necessity all the way up to luxury, and so on. So you can see how there are a variety of different dimensions a market map might use, and to a large extent this really determines how you end up using the analysis. Well, here's an example. Let's just build a market map up just to show you in action. I've mentioned it's a two-dimensional model, so we need to have two dimensions against which to map some products or brands. And what we'll do is we'll pick perhaps the most common one, which is price. We'll use that for the horizontal axis there, low price on the left all the way to high price on the right. And in terms of vertical, I'm going to take an example from the service industry, and I'm going to try to market map a variety of businesses in terms of whether they offer quite a wide range or broad range of services, all the way down to a fairly narrow range of services. And the sector I'll take is one that is maybe familiar to you. It's the health and fitness club market, just to show you and illustrate how the market map works. Well, there we go, there's our market map. It doesn't yet have any brands or businesses positioned on it, so let's start adding one or two. In the top right hand corner, I'm looking for a business that sets particularly high prices by offering perhaps the widest range of premium services, and certainly Virgin Active with its premium collection is right up there, positioned as being a high price but high value adding health and fitness brand. And quite a similar business in the UK market at least is one called David Lloyd, which has around 79, 80 health and fitness clubs around Europe, but again is positioned as offering a very wide range of services at a relatively high price. You have to call them to find out what the price is. Now, over on the left, in the left-hand quadrant, a slightly different business, Nuffield Health, which actually also offers a much broader range of services than many gyms and fitness clubs, but has a more health orientation, but certainly a lower price for many of its customers than David Lloyd and Virgin Active. Let's put one or two more on the map. Bannatyne's Health Club, Duncan Bannatyne's Health Club and Spa business might be argued to be mid-market, probably a mid-range price for its monthly contracts and subscriptions, and it offers a fairly broad range of services, certainly not a no-frills service, but maybe not as much as Virgin Active. But then let's also populate the bottom left-hand quadrant, as well as the bottom right. Now, Fitness First, you might argue, has a relatively uncompetitive position there because it's offering a relatively low range or narrow range of services for a relatively high price. I wonder whether that's sustainable. Perhaps it might need to try to move into the top right-hand quadrant to compete, but particularly because it's facing increasing competition from the likes of Pure Gym and the Gym Group, the two largest fitness groups in the UK now, which have built a very successful model, a fast-growing model, based around a very narrow range of services, essentially exercise equipment and classes, but for a very low price and highly flexible contracts, almost pay-as-you-go gym usage. So you can see from that diagram it's possible, using the two dimensions that we picked here, to paint a map, a market positioning map of the health and fitness market. Now, you might agree or disagree with where we've positioned those, but that's not really the point. It's all about you having a go for a market of your choosing, perhaps by using some different dimensions as well. Now, in terms of market mapping, just a quick word about how useful these things are. Clearly, they're going to be very useful if you get the right dimensions, because it may identify a possible gap in the market, where there isn't yet a brand or a business that appears to have met customer needs and wants. And it's a widely used tool for competitor analysis, particularly if it's based around some sensible and perhaps reliable market research. Now, of course, the downsides or the drawbacks with market mapping are, first of all, it's based on judgment. It could be based on research which is perhaps out of date. And of course, just because there appears to be no businesses in a particular quadrant of the map doesn't necessarily mean that there's a business opportunity there. There could be some good reasons why nobody else has tried to position themselves in that part of the map. So there we go, guys, a very brief and hopefully useful overview of this concept called the market or positioning map.